I alone can bear the weight of all the hatred in the world now. And I alone will deal with everything personally.
I will handle all of the shinobi problems.
I shall also
dispense all judgment, all judgment, all judgment and punishment.
Welcome to Anime Rewrite, Anime Narratives and Editorials. Okay, so I'm way behind the whole trending series thing you're supposed to do on YouTube, but I don't care. This needs to be addressed. So Naruto and Sasuke are the main characters of the show. They go through hell and high water, overcome more antagonists than Goku, and then defeat a magic rabbit demon goddess by making her talk to their hands. All before a climactic final battle against each other. They sort of tie, but Naruto gets the moral victory when Sasuke decides, you know what, I think I'm good on the whole Dark Avenger thing. They go on to serve their own roles in the future, and there you have it. But what if Sasuke succeeded and managed to kill Naruto during their battle? What then? Well, assuming he wasn't a complete dolt, and waited until he recovered to take down the 5 Kage, it could have gone one of two ways. Either he'd attack while they were still together, or he would have hunted them down one by one. Starting with the less dramatic process of elimination, it would make the most sense to go after the Mizukage first, where he could use his speed and teleportation attack, no, I'm not looking it up, to quickly take her down. Tsunade would honestly be the next easiest. If he could manage to suppress his chakra enough to get close to her without having to fight all of the Hidden Leaf village in the process, he could easily outclass her strictly physical attacks with something as simple as Amaterasu. The Raikage would likely be next because, well, he'd already fought him with both arms and survived when he was probably half as strong. And now against a one-armed man, Sasuke's perfect Susanoo would be pretty much enough. Against the Tsuchikage, he could just grab the little guy with an almighty pull and finish him off with flame control like he did the Naruto clones in their final battle. Which would leave only Gaara, the Kazekage, left, who I personally think he would have the most trouble with. With his sand attacks able to counter many of Sasuke's attacks, he would likely rely on misdirection and land a surprise attack with his Chidori stream. Now, for the exciting, dramatic, anticlimactic usage of Sasuke's ultimate attack Indra's arrow to kill them all at once. Sorry, but the video isn't called What If Sasuke Fought the 5 Kage. So, after dark avenging everybody, and achieving his goal of being the Hokage in the shadows, what would happen? Well, things would mostly go the same. While many would likely call for blood, after the conclusion of the war and losing Naruto and the Kage, the ninja villages would likely want to settle into peacetime, particularly since Sasuke wanted to essentially show up where he was needed, rather than rule from on high. So long as everyone worked together, it would be as if he didn't even exist at all. Now, what follows is speculative, given Sasuke didn't state any particular code that the villages would have to follow. Were they, for example, forbidden from selecting new Kage solely for the sake of governance? Given the absence of detail, there are two general ways things could go. The first being the scenario in which Sasuke's plan actually works. The 5 nations maintain general governance, and if any of them or a rogue party get out of line, he shows up to godhand smack them away. He somehow reincarnates in the manner mentioned before their battle, and apparently never gets bored of the Batman routine. Okie dokie. Hope he has a Rubik's Cube or something. Now for the other, far more likely scenario, wherein Sasuke is an overpowered teen who doesn't understand how the world works. First of all, how is he going to know everything that's going on in order to stop it in the first place? Sure, he's got nothing better to do than stay subscribed to every news source in the world. But no matter how fast he learns about things, someone else is going to be suffering while he turns his almighty ass around to go after the new threat. Which brings me to point 2. How could he stop everything? Problems aren't going to occur one at a time across the entire world, patiently waiting for him to get around to it. Even supposing he was willing to use shadow clones or something like that, his divided chakra would then make him less all-powerful. And with how many problems Mr. Dark Avenger would have to contend with, have fun losing to Abisu. But fine. You know everything that happens, you can be wherever you want, and you never get defeated in battle, sure. But when you get as old as this, then die and come back as that, even assuming you maintained your original consciousness, it still takes time to grow. Which means unless he Baby Yoda'd everyone like a pimp, there could be as much as a decade or so at a time that things could very well go to
Sasuke.
As a result, he would be incapable of maintaining everlasting peace through his omnipotent presence because, surprise, he wasn't omnipotent. While the idea could work in theory, with the limitations of trusting only himself to maintain the balance of the world, Sasuke fell into the same logical trap that Madara had. The belief that because true peace is impossible, the only viable solution is oppression to prevent chaos. It's an understandable refusal of an imperfect world, but you cannot force peace. Only maintain harmony. And even if Sasuke's plan worked during his first lifetime, it may well have lured the world into a false sense of security and complacency that would leave it even more vulnerable while he was busy respawning. But there is a third possibility. With the Rinnegan, after waging his one-man war against chaos and realizing it wasn't something he could do all alone, Sasuke may have come to see the error of his ways, and resolved to perform Rinne Rebirth on Naruto and perhaps the Kage as atonement for his misguided efforts. Perhaps they could succeed where he had failed. It would be a very Uchiha way to go, given that both Madara and Obito had been misled by their beliefs, and, ultimately, came to recognize that fact. And, of course, we never had to worry about this in the first place since Naruto never lost to Sasuke. Unlike that time he fought Ichigo. Maybe. But like if you like this, and if you would like to like more anime narratives and editorials that you would like, subscribe if you haven't already joined us. And I would like you to know that I thank you for making history with me.